Blake Yount here, executive broker, realtor here in Northwest Arkansas, bringing you a market expert report. And you can't spell expert without EXP. That is my brokerage, and this is your report. Hello again, Blake Yount, EXP Realtor and executive broker here in Northwest Arkansas, bringing you a market expert report. And what I wanted to talk about this time around is the difference in the seasonal market. So winter, spring, fall, and summer. Winter, spring, summer, fall, I guess it would go. I am watching a football game as I record this, so if I get some things backwards or confused, I will catch myself, but the reason is I am distracted. But we're gonna go through this. The winter market, what's better, winter, spring, summer, fall? When is the best time to sell? When's the best time to buy, and why? Is there any difference? Does it matter? All questions that we can kind of sift through. What I did, I went back a few years, back to 2021 mainly, the last part of 2020, 2021, all the way through this year as far as what we've completed. And I just compiled some key numbers that are interesting to follow and try to figure out. When we're talking about price and price per square foot, every single season throughout the last 5 years, as we all know, has just gone up and up and up. And there is some interesting interplay with those as the seasons wear on. But what I really kind of paid attention to during this study was the number of sales, how that goes up and down, the number of units we're actually moving, and then the days on market. If the days on market jump real high or the number of sales goes way down, then we know something happened there. But pricing, by and large, has continued to go up and up and up, and while the days on market and the number of sales fluctuate just a little bit. So you'll find out as you go through that the winter market is definitely the softest in terms of number of sales. The price per square foot, it's the new year, so it's kind of unfair, but the pricing, both in the price per square foot and the median sale price, is lower, and the days on market's a little bit longer on average during the winter market. So there's still activity. That's something that's not a trap you can fall into and say, well, nobody buys houses over the winter. We're still talking almost 2,500 in 2020, 2021, 2,700 in 2021, 2022, 1,918, or almost 1,900 again this last year. It averages out to about 2,240 homes sold every winter, December, January, February. Here in Northwest Arkansas, the 4-county area, Madison, Benton, Carroll, and Washington is what I look for. And these are single-family residences that I looked up. So still a lot of activity in the winter. If you have to sell, whatever 2240 divided by 3 is, that gives you your monthly average. So that's 7 something. So quite a bit of homes being sold, even though it is our softest time of year. But we'll go back through the interplay between some of these numbers. One thing I will say about selling in a winter market is that there's very serious buyers on the market then. There's not too many people just kicking the tires, and there's also very serious sellers. So the winter market is a very serious market, obviously with weather and some holiday and constraints that surround all that. It doesn't make it more difficult in reality, but the thought of having to do the things that encompass selling and buying a home in those months is less appealing than the rest of the year. So there's nothing intrinsically wrong with our market in the winter. It is just a seasonal market. I just don't think people want to get out and do stuff quite as much at that time of year. So moving on to the spring. Here is our first kind of interesting fluctuation when it comes to the number of sales. 2021, almost 3,000, flat with 2022. Then we had a bit of a dip, lost about 400 units there, and then recovered a little bit, flat with last year. So that might be the market flattening out as far as we're catching up to the demand, even though it's still a seller's market. Just 4 or 5 months of inventory out there, and in some pockets there's even less than that. But I think that's what that is attributed to, is we have a lot more people out here building, swinging hammers, doing the things they know they need to do. A lot more developments got approved and are moving forward. So as time goes on, that number should flatten out. We shouldn't be going up and down and things like that. It should flatten out. And right now the average in the spring market is 2847 units moved over the last few years compared to 2240. So quite a bit more activity in the spring, and then the trend followed the same, up and up and up on the prices, both in the price per square foot and the median sales price. So thought that was interesting. But the days on market, you see here, 48. So that means in 2021, people were getting offers within the first 1 to 2 weeks. These are median numbers. Same with 2022, about 1 week there for an offer. And now we're looking at anywhere from 2.5 to maybe 4 weeks on a 64 and a 61 day close. So things have slowed down a little bit. So it depends on your direct comps, but when you're looking at days on market in the 40s or less, you're talking a really hot market with very low inventory and extremely high buyer demand, which is of course what we had in 21 and 22. And we still have higher buyer demand compared to the inventory that we have, but you can see by the days on market, which is still a pretty fast pace historically, 64 days on market, 61 days on market. But there is that significant jump as inventory once again gets caught up just a little bit, and it gives people more options. So listings in general will sit on the market a little longer. And another thing we've had is sellers are tending to want to overprice things at this moment to see where the top of the market is. And so it sits there for a while before anybody makes a move on the average property that's overpriced, because the public now, the buying public, is used to seeing prices come down within 2, 3, 4 weeks. So they just kind of wait for that if they think it's overpriced to begin with. And then sellers will move their price down, and next thing you know, they get a contract in a couple of days. So that's something to keep in mind, whether you're buying or selling. If you're buying and your agent says, it's a nice house, might be a little overpriced, if you're not in a big hurry and you have time to play the game, you can say, okay, we'll monitor it for 2 or 3 weeks, and as soon as they make that price move into the range that we think is acceptable, we'll make an offer because we like that one, or we'll go see it and we'll make an offer if we actually like being there. On the other side, if you're a seller and you want to get an edge on your competition, you should be getting a range of low, medium, high pricing from your agent, and maybe you just go towards the low end or at the medium part, the middle of the range, and try to put it right in the river and see where you get, because most sellers are going towards the high range and then they're going to want to do a little bit more, and then that lets them sit there for a few more weeks. But again, on the same as on the seller side, if you have a little bit of time to play the game, you don't want your listing sitting there until it gets stale. But if you're willing to make moves within the first 5 or 10 days based on the market reaction, you can try something a little higher, but the market's probably going to tell you, when you come down a little bit, we'll make an offer, make a quick offer right in the mid-range where it should be, and everybody will get to move on and do a good job. But so that's the spring market, some of the things I took away looking at spring. And then the summer. Summer's definitely the most active part of the year, and then we see some pretty good jumps as far as what people brought to the table. Except for 2023, our spring market brought a median price of $353,000, and then people moved in and they started buying smaller homes that costed more per foot, but it was smaller homes, so with a smaller price tag. So, and we're talking $4,000, so it's flat. It's just an interesting little difference where the price per square foot goes up $5 or $6, but the actual purchase price compared from the spring market in 2023 to the summer market in 2023, the price actually went down by $4,000. So, but as you see here, towards the bottom, days on market on average, the summer market's gonna move faster than all the rest, faster than 54 in spring, faster than 61 in the winter, and we'll get to the fall in just a moment. But more units moving faster in the summer. People are more engaged, they're more open to it. There are more listings typically coming on the market, so it just kind of fosters more and more and more motion. It snowballs on itself, and you end up seeing a lot of people moving in and out in the summer market in the Midwest, or really anywhere that does actually get the seasons. So what I'm interested in, because we know there's more sales and they happen faster, but what I was really interested in, what I came to find out about the fall market, is it seems to have the best of everything, where there's a pretty good drop off in number of sales from summer to fall. It's almost like the fall reverts back to the spring, even a little bit slower, much more activity than the winter, but it falls more in line with spring as far as number of sales go. 2665 on average for the fall, 2847, 3178 for the summer. So as you can see, definitely fewer sales taking place in the fall, but the price per square foot, the actual price, and the days on market. The days on market, interestingly enough, is usually about 1 week to 10 days longer in the fall than it is in the summer. We're talking 1 week to 10 days. That's nothing. That's nothing. So if anybody says, yeah, you know, you put the house on the market in the fall, it's a lot slower than the summer, yada yada. It's not really all that much slower than the summer. It's just a matter of a week. And my favorite part is there's less competition on the market, but homes still sell at a really good clip, almost the same as the spring. But look at the pricing. So we'll just use 2023 as an example, because 2024, these are my projected numbers based on the trends. But let's do 2022 and 23 as an example. So we know the price per square foot's going up and up and up. So if we run down 2022, we're at 165 a foot, 300 raw price. 178 in the following season, 330 raw price, huge jump. 184 a foot, 339 in the raw price, another big jump. So 2022, summer and fall, this is when the big jumps stop. They stop in the fall, but you get the summer, you get the benefit of the summer push in the fall. Does that make sense? So it spent all year, the market spent all year pushing from 165 all the way up to 185 a foot in 2022. And then in the fall, you get the benefit of that with less competition on the market. And the days on market, in this case, you spent 11 more total days on the market. Okay, so, and then if we roll into the next 2023 into the winter market, we're at 185 a foot, and then we go into this one, it stays at 185 a foot. And then as we roll into 2023, we jump up to 189, we go up to 194, and then what happens in the fall market? Boom, we stick with the high number, and we're the same on the sale price with a few more days on the market. So what happens heading into this year when the yearly push culminated in the fall at 195 a foot? It stayed the same early this year. And then guess what? The spring pushed us to 199. Summer took us into 203. And then I'm projecting that we're gonna hang around. I think the 200 barrier is a really difficult psychological thing for people here. Now that we're over 200 a foot, I think there's gonna be some recoil. That's why I dropped the price per square foot. And I think we're building homes for the most part, except for the low end. We're not doing enough low end small stuff for people. But I think as far as what the market is buying, I think this 201 a foot and 360 mark, I don't think they're gonna change the size of the homes too much. So I think a couple dollars less a foot, amounting to, a few $1,000, because I don't think the houses are gonna change size at all, as far as what they're building, because they're selling very well. But anyway, that's kind of getting off on a tangent. The conclusion, basically, guys, that I came to is that if it's not the summer, the fall is the best market to sell in. Every season has their advantage, and I'll go through them. The winter, like I said, there's less competition on the market. The people that are scrolling Zillow during the holidays and those cold months, looking at Realtor.com and all the other places, they are serious in the winter. They're serious. So you got serious buyers looking at fewer homes, and as you roll into the year, the big price moves aren't coming until the next season. But if you are in a position where you need to sell, or the timing of it just works out better for you, then you're still in a really solid market. There's no bad time of year in Northwest Arkansas to sell. And in the winter, like I said, only serious buyers are shopping, so you have a great opportunity in the winter to sell. The spring, everything picks up and people feel that initial rush. So what would have sold a little bit less earlier in the year, right now the trends over the years is that you're gonna get a pretty big push in value, just because of the crush of all the buyers that have come back to life with the lilies and the roses and the rabbits. So I guess rabbits are all year, but whatever comes out of the ground in the spring, like buyers, they come to life and they do a lot of activity and get things going in the right direction for the rest of the year. That's the initial push. You can really benefit from that. Plus, timing works out really well for a lot of people. School's out, jobs are changing, things are happening, and they want to get their house sold in the spring so they can be settled in the summer and get ready for whatever new adventure they're on. So those are all the advantages, just some of them, selling in the spring. Summer, I think obviously you get to be all over it. You get the best of both worlds. You get all the buyers are out. All the buyers are wanting to get closed before school and the springs, or in the business season starts up again, and everybody's out looking to buy a house. Everybody that hasn't already got one, they're looking for one in the summer. And so you get the maximum pricing with the maximum activity, and I think the maximum choices, because a lot more listings come on the market at that time because everybody gets excited about it. So summer, I think there's no question, is the king. If you get your house ready to sell all May and you list in June, I think you're doing great. But look, here comes the fall, which might be my favorite time of year anyway, so I'm biased. Here comes the fall where you get your super duper high summer pricing without all of the commotion of the summer. You're probably in your house, things are going along, everybody gets into pretty good routines as the fall goes on. So it's more calm, it's just a better experience, I think, and you get the same pricing. You get the same value in a sale. Maybe it takes a week longer because everybody's a little bit slower, our responsibilities are higher in the fall, so we're tending to those first. But we get the pretty serious winter type buyer or early spring buyer in the fall, that same mentality where it's like, yeah, I'm still in the market, I'm serious. They made it through all these seasons. They probably jumped in sometime in the spring and summer and they didn't get what they wanted, and now they're in the fall and they're serious. They might have some things they have to tend to where they can't just jump up and go see something on a Tuesday. Maybe they got to wait till the weekend, and then that accounts for your extra week on the market. But these are serious buyers and they pay serious prices. So the fall, in addition to the weather being absolutely beautiful, the scenery being top 10 in the world probably here in Northwest Arkansas if you get out and look around, all that great stuff, and you're telling me people don't want to buy into that at that time? You go see a house at 75 degrees, the flies are a lot less. You might have seen the house at the end of the summer, but now you go revisit it, and my goodness, look at the leaves, look how pretty this is. I want this house now, I'm gonna pay the asking price for it. So the fall is a good time to sell a home. Fall in Northwest Arkansas, I'm just gonna call it. It's my new favorite time, and I'm not just saying this because we're in the middle of fall. I've just sat here and talked myself into it. Fall's my new favorite time, so buy and sell in the fall, everybody, especially this fall. Right now, buy and sell right now. But seriously, like, it's the culmination of the big push. People are still serious. They're paying great prices, and all it costs you is a week or two longer on the market. Great time. So just to kind of wrap it up, these are the seasonal averages all together. Move this back a little bit. So you see the winter, you can definitely see most activity as far as number of sales in the summer, and then spring and fall are pretty close, as we've been saying, but average 2732, so fall is right in line with the average. Much higher, fall is higher than the yearly average all put together, while you have the spring and the winter under it, because remember the winter is just a continuation of the push provided by the spring and summer. The summer you can capitalize on it, the fall it's kind of drilled in there. So again, things point to the fall as being my favorite time to buy and sell. The median price, it jumps up 305, 325, 332, and then you're even again, summer and fall, pretty even, so you don't lose anything by selling in the fall, except for look at your days on market. A few days longer than the spring, a week longer than the summer, but it moves about the same pace as the winter. So yeah, there it is, guys. There is my, I was kind of learning and teaching and thinking about things as I went through it, so it might have gone a little long, but if you ask me my opinion, when's the best time to buy or sell, when's the best market in Northwest Arkansas, I'm gonna give summer its due. But I think sometime late summer, early fall is probably the best time to get in. So you want to list sometime between July and early October would be a great time to list your home. And you buyers out there, when you have sellers that are putting it on there, they're wanting to get it going. And that's the peak time of when you have the most homes on the market. And people are gonna say I'm crazy that the spring, but it takes time. Everybody launches during the spring. So you've got all of the spring listings that didn't sell, plus all the new summer listings, plus the ones that have come on the market. And we know they're like winter sellers, they're pretty serious to be listing that close to the holidays. So, buyers, there's a lot of advantages to that too. So anyway, I hope you guys got something out of this long and drawn out sermon type presentation. But listen, this is what it takes to be the market expert. And that's what I aim to be. And EXP is my brokerage. And this was your Market Expert Report. So long.